G'day, it is Bowie Jane with Jess, Bowen for Babes Behind the Beats. How is everyone going? Thank you for joining us this week. I'm excited to be back in studio and having a chat with good old Jess Bowen.
I love chatting with you, Bowie. These are my favorite things when we get to just chat with each other and catch up.
So easy.
Just catch up.
Yeah.
Have a little chin wag.
That's right, because we really always have a lot to catch up about.
We usually do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to chat with you specifically this week, just because I don't know about you, but like ever since I've been touring or playing shows, and it feels a little bit like, have you had those instances where you just feel like people either are looking down on you or treating you a certain way because when you walk into a building, they just assume like, oh, you're a woman, or like being just, stereotyped, right?
I've definitely had that with audio or even setting up the stage. I'm like, I need this, and I have to go out hard with what I'm saying, like straight out the gate, using some technological terms so that people know I know about audio.
Yeah.
So that I'm respected, because otherwise, like, you get walked all over sometimes.
Well, and that's the thing is it's like, it almost feels like we have to overcompensate sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's because of experiences that we've had in the past that have made us now go in kind of like, you know, guns a-blazing, you know, whatever that saying is, like kind of like you have to go in and a little bit overcompensate because otherwise you feel like you're not going to be treated the right way. And unfortunately, that's just, again, because of experiences. And I'm just curious about, like, I know that I have a bunch. Do you have some of like those stories of certain instances that has happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely when I've gone into venues to set up and I'll be like, you know, like I use the mic a lot, so I need fallback and monitors on the floor and all that kind of stuff, and they'll just assume I don't know. I know that they assume I don't know what I'm doing until I hop on the mic and I'm like, I need, you know, let's have side fill, let's have this, the blah, 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 and I'm saying that lead needs to be in there, this is wrong, like all of that kind of stuff. And these are big venues, so when I do that, it definitely helps the situation, but sometimes it takes quite a while to warm over the audio engineer, I have to say.
Yeah. Is that like
because I've got a different one every time. I don't have an audio person with me.
Right. So you're working with basically the audio engineer that works at the specific venue,
yeah,
which is going to be different at every venue you play, obviously.
Yeah. And I'm like I don't want a lot of the time I don't want a riser because it's wobbly, and just like I think a lot of it's because I'm a female. I don't know. I think there's mostly male DJs. So
yeah, is that like, yeah, I feel like that's what I've noticed.
Yeah,
is that it is still pretty rare to find like female DJs.
Yeah, and also with production, same thing. Oh no, like definitely when you're DJing, you like the female DJs we've even interviewed on the show, they overcompensate. They're like wanting to be absolutely perfect and show their skills off, which I just don't think the guys have to try as hard. So
frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine because now when I see a girl DJ, I'm like, well, she's going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, especially at the big festivals, I'm like, I bet you're good. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we're not talking the girly ones, like the ones who are producing and stuff. Not there's anything wrong with that, but it's... But in the old days, I think there was a stigma around that, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah.
That's very interesting.
Getting the models to DJ.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
How there was maybe a time or an era where, like, didn't like Paris Hilton used to DJ or something?
Well, she still DJs, and
okay.
I think, pretty sure she can DJ. But they were like, there's some really good DJs now who are hired literally because they were models, and then someone else wrote the music, which is fine. They can now DJ, but that's how they were hired originally. Yeah. I just don't think that exists as much anymore. I think
it's kind
people
of gotten
can
out of that.
DJ.
Yeah, because we've had people like Carly Wilford and like Kalina Zanders and stuff, and I'm just like so mind blown by their talent.
Oh yeah,
and you obviously. I'm just like I could never. I can't do that.
Yeah, and you have to like make sure you know your shit because you're getting up there and you're coming on and off in between the guys, and you don't want to look like an idiot. So
yeah.
And then you see guys like, wow, one guy pulled out my USB whilst I was playing to test his gear. Now all the music's coming off the USB.
Wait. He came up and just pulled it out?
So he said, I'm just going to check, because he was the next DJ on. And I was like, well, he looks like he knows what he's doing, so okay. And he said, I'm just going to plug in. I go, cool, just not, I'm playing off this USB. Like, you never pull someone's USB out. This is anyway. And he goes, yeah. I go, so don't touch that because I'm playing off it, right? I'm playing off this one little the USB stick that's plugged into the decks. And he goes, yeah. And then suddenly, like a minute later, I see he's pulled out the USB. He must have been nervous or I don't know. He's just really inexperienced.
No.
Pulls out the USB, plugs his thing in. I go into the decks, go into emergency loop. So
it just loops.
It just keeps looping.
Whatever
so
song
it doesn't
is on?
crash, but it's like
Does it loop a part or the song?
just like a snippet of the song.
Oh, so it
And
just
so it's going over and over. And I'm like, dude, what did you do? You just pulled my USB out.
Oh no.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. And
What did you do?
well, you have to quickly go into emergency mode. So like put the USB back in and you can either mix it in with the emergency loop because it's emergency loops happening on one side.
Yeah.
But like it was such a shit show. I was like, but it just goes to show because I am biased. I thought because he was a male for some reason that he knew what he was doing.
And then he just
And
fucked up your whole thing.
He didn't. He didn't know what he was doing.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That sounds like a nightmare. That's like a gigmare. You know,
That's
when
a
people have
gigmare.
gigmares where you're like, oh, like this surely could not happen.
No, the promoter came up because what the hell happened? I go, that next DJ pulled out my USB whilst I was playing. He's like, oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That sounds like for me if someone just went and unplugged a PA for some reason.
No, and that actually does happen.
Oh, it's happened to us before.
Yeah.
One time it was on a festival we played, I think last year. And it was the same thing where
Yeah.
I think there was an audio engineer for the next band who, again, very experienced band that, you know, we've toured with a million times, but this was a new audio guy that they had hired. And he had gone and unplugged our entire monitor board.
Yeah.
So basically, for people that don't know what that is bands on stage, we literally have in-ears in that are, you know, attached to a pack. And those packs are basically get sound so that we're hearing everything that's
So it's
happening.
your click track.
My
It's
click
maybe
track.
the rest of the
I'm
band.
hearing the vocals, I'm hearing guitar, everything like that, right? So all of a sudden, we're in the middle of a song, which also was, of course, it was going to be this one of our biggest songs.
And you're on a big stage, right?
Oh yeah, this one. I mean, I think it was about 2,000 people were there.
Yes.
That's big.
Yeah.
that's a big crowd. You don't want anything to happen at
No.
any show. It doesn't matter if there's 100 people there or 2,000.
That's right.
Or 20,000. And so yeah, what had happened was this guy went to try and plug something in to see if their gear was working, and the thing he unplugged was our entire like monitor board.
Dude.
And everyone was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like how at that level does that still happen?
Like you just would never unplug anything.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing is like when a band is on stage, you just think, you just don't even
Just
go towards
in
anything
case.
there. If you want to try to test something, yeah, go bring an extension cable out and try it for something that you know isn't plugged into something important. But literally unplugged our monitor board, our in-ears.
So how did you guys deal with that actually?
At that point, you just completely have to fall apart. Like I think I had thought that it was just my pack that died.
Oh, so
And
you're still going.
because then the same thing with the rest of the band, they just assumed that it was me because they don't have as much click and tracks in their ears. So for me, I know when everything is fucked and falls
Yeah.
out. But for them, they just assume like once I start playing a little slower, they're like, oh, it must be that like she's not on. And then they all kind of start like looking around and you kind of see them come to the realization of like, oh wait, no, everything is gone because they couldn't hear their instruments because we could still kind of hear what was happening in the PA system.
And with it, there aren't floor monitors for the singer?
No, because for us,
It's in there.
it's all,
in the ear.
if anything falls out, like everyone's fucked
Oh my
because
God.
I have to be able to hear the click because we played tracks. So
Yeah.
if I'm not hearing
Oh,
that, then
fuck.
you're fucked.
So-
The whole thing falls apart. So we kind of, after maybe it was about 10 or 15 seconds of like, clearly the wheels are just falling off slowly but surely. There they are. Okay, there's the last wheel. Something
You're
got
like,
fucked.
da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. And then I think everyone like, thank God, because at first, you know, they kind of look at me being like, what the fuck, Jess? What the fuck, Jess? And I'm just like,
It's
no,
not
guys,
me.
it's not me. And so then they're all like, oh yeah, something happened. And then once we found out what it was, everyone's like, all right, everyone, so we're going to start that song over again. Thanks for being here. Here we go. And like, we just go
So
right
did
back
you
into it.
explain it to the audience?
I think, you know, all you can say to people is, because they're not going to know if you say our monitor board just got shorted
Yeah, it's
or
too
whatever. And you're not
complicated.
going to like throw the other guy under the bus either. You're just like,
Well,
sorry
you
for that
didn't even know, right?
We didn't know. We were just like, we basically just said we lost power, which is true. We did lose power. So we didn't lie about that. So we didn't say someone unplugged us. We said we lost power. So we said, we've got the power back. Thank you for, handling this technical difficulty with us and being patient. And let's get this show on the road, basically.
It's
you know?
funny because audio guys say, because my ex is audio, and he's like, you always get blamed for every mistake as the audio guy. So like the person's on stage is going like this.
Yeah.
But really, that was the audio person's
But really,
fault.
it was at that point.
Oh,
but
shit.
I do feel bad for audio engineers.
No, I do too.
It is true that like
It's a
they
tough
get
job.
the shit end of the stick because it's true. Like anything sounds a little bit off, it's like they get blamed.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah. And it's often like he used to come into venues and people will have like it'd all be a mess, the board. Like so unless you bring your own board in, which some people do.
We do that now, yeah. We have our own board for both, for our monitors and front of house.
Yeah, so it would be a shit show and you got to work out what's wrong and you got to do it really quick and da-da-da.
That's the thing. If it's a new person, you're right. So you're saying he would come in and people would be like, here's our board, and then he'd have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So
and sometimes they'd try and fuck him up.
Oh, really? To be like, to like test him or something?
So that he didn't look good.
Oh, that's shitty.
I mean, not all the time, but it's
happened. I hate that. That's not cool. We actually just did a show this past weekend, and we couldn't have our normal crew. It was just a one-off, so we did hire, like a person that was local to Arizona.
Oh,
he does all the big bands though, like he does
Yeah.
Owl City and stuff, and he was amazing. But with that being said, it was the same thing. We didn't bring our own front of house board because for him, it would have taken him more time to try and figure out our own board that our old audio engineers had been messing with or routed the way they wanted to.
Yeah, because is yours digital? Yeah.
So for him to have to figure that
harder,
out,
yeah.
exactly. So he just used the house board for that, and it's like you just got to know the certain situations when it's right and wrong to bring your own stuff. And also, I would never throw an audio engineer like. Put him in a bad position to fail, basically.
No, apparently what some of them do is put the leads in the wrong holes so that it just fucks things up and like so that audio person doesn't look as good as the house person.
Oh, that's messed up.
Can you believe it?
That's messed up.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Oh, what a...
But actually, what I wanted to know is because I've had those experiences as a girl feeling like I have to prove myself as a DJ on stage. What about you as a drummer? Because that's another very male-dominated industry.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I have too many stories probably. I don't even know where to begin with the amount of times I've been like, it's hard to say that I've been disrespected. It is. I was disrespected, but it's almost like because, this is why I'm trying to change the stereotype that there's, now there's more girl drummers. Like people need to know that it's not just a male dominant, like it's not, men don't just play drums, women play drums too. But like, I remember the first time that I played an out-of-state show. So basically, I'd only played shows local to Arizona. And the first time that our band got a gig, we got invited to play at the Roxy. Huge venue, right? Like, it's literally legigendary. We're 18 years old getting to go play the Roxy in LA. So just like excited and ready to go and just amped, right? And I remember I'm setting up my drums, and unfortunately, it's an audio engineer that comes up to me. It was a house guy that worked there, and he comes up, takes the sticks out of my hands, and he's like, "Hey, I'll sound check these drums for you, but don't worry, I'll hit like a girl."
Whoa!
Like straight up to my face, just like takes them out of my hands and then tells me he's gonna hit my drums like a girl. And I remember that night I ended
That
up,
is disgusting.
Oh, it was so but also like little naive me being 18 thinking like, oh yeah, like I just was like happy to be there and didn't realize like that I was being disrespected. But then I think there was something in me that it sparked a little fire, because I remember I did end up breaking like 2 or 3 drumsticks that night.
Because you're like trying to prove yourself?
Well, I think I just ended up, subconsciously like playing harder, because I was just like, oh, I'll show you how to hit like a girl.
Yeah.
And then like 2 or 3 drumsticks later, I'm like, oh yeah, I broke these drumsticks.
Oh my God. So did he say anything afterwards?
I wish I could remember, but I do think that there was an interaction where like he had said something about like kind of feeling like bad about it, I think afterwards. But I mean, I've had so many situations where there was another time, it was a hometown show in Arizona. It was a headlining tour, and I was coming off the bus to go in to use the bathroom, and I get stopped by security. And he was like, whoa, like, he goes, the show doesn't start till 7 or something. I was like, oh no, yeah, I'm coming to use the bathroom. We're sound checking in a little bit. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, like I'm in the band. And he's like, oh yeah, really? What do you do? I was like, I'm the drummer. And he's like, huh, really? And I was like, dude, look at the purple drums that are on the stage. Yes, I'm the fucking drummer. I've got like purple drums. Me. Like, what do you want? Like, do they need to be fucking hot pink sparkle for you to believe that they're mine? Like, does it need to be stereotypical so girly for you to know that it's actually mine? But yeah, he stopped me thinking that I was like a fan coming into the show.
Oh my God, did he feel bad?
No.
I would love to have seen you, because you whack it. So it would have been hilarious.
I think that is why I hit the drums the way that I do these days, like so hard, because it's like, I think again, subconsciously something's just like, I just always have to prove to everyone that like I can hit this hard, I guess.
And I press that play button so hard. No, not really. That is the running joke with DJs, but no, there's more to it than that.
No, I've been mistaken for even like there's been a time where I think I was out meeting, like fans that were at the show, and they'll see me like taking a picture with someone, and I'm about to be like, all right, I'm going back into the dressing room, and they'll straight up be like, where's your pass? And I'm like, what do you mean? It's in the dressing room, because I like ran out here real quick, and I'm going back in, and you're sitting here watching this happen, and I still get stopped, and I see the guys in my band just walk straight in. Like, there's been so many like situations like that. And
didn't this happen at Madison Square Gardens, or was that something else? Might have been different.
Square. No, I think that was different there. But also like it I think it's just unfortunate that like it has ingrained in me. And I'm not saying that like anyone should feel like they are better than, or that they don't have to do, everyone should be treated equally. But with that being said, it didn't feel fair to me that like I'm like making sure I constantly have my laminate on me, whereas like other guys in bands could get away with being like, I'm not wearing my laminate, and they just get to walk right backstage without being questioned. Yeah. Like there is still that stereotype, and that's what annoys me. I'm like, of course I know I need to be wearing my laminate. That's your job, is to stop people from getting backstage.
But the guys
who's that random, like that could be a random dude trying to walk backstage. Why are you not stopping him?
Yeah.
Like,
you know what you should give these people? Little mementos when you leave after the gig. A broken stick. I've got a little present for you, mate. There you go.
That's a great idea.
That'd be funny.
That would be...
Just so you can hit like a girl, buddy.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Actually...
And do you want me to sign it?
Yeah.
And this is why we get in fights.
Yeah. Well, it's made me, like, this is what we're talking about. It just makes me, unfortunately, be on the defense a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not a good feeling to have to walk into a venue and feel like you have to prove yourself. And I've had to work on that myself, because I need to not be going in, like, feeling like I'm already going to have to get into a fight with someone. But it's just like
Here comes Jess Bowen.
But it's happened too often. That's the problem, is that it's happened so much that it like just really gets me, really grinds my gears.
Yeah. And I'm sick of it. Oh my God. But, no, I don't like that either.
I mean, I think we are seeing a shift, because
it's definitely a shift.
Yeah. And I thank God now I'm like seeing way more women like playing drums, like on the stage in general. But I think it was just like at the time, especially in the genre that I was in, the scene that I was in. I was in like the pop punk scene, and girls in general, we were, few and far between. Yeah. Not to mention like female drummers. I really felt like I was one of maybe 2 or 3 at all. Yeah. In that scene. So it was just being surrounded by men, and then dealing with that from male security at the venues. And so like it was infuriating. It was hard to like not want to fight people, or like to bite my tongue.
But actually there's still a huge disparity with like gigs. The lineups blow my mind, especially with that website, that Instagram, Book More Women.
Oh yeah.
And you see that like this is the lineup. And this is the females in it, or I'm not sure how they work it out, but it's crazy. Like, haven't you? You've done festivals where there's like one girl.
Yeah. Like you said, looking at that Book More Women, it really puts it in perspective when you see a whole huge lineup, and then it just
100 names,
and then just a million gaps,
4 names,
because there's only 4. Yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done, I will say. Yeah. Especially with that one festival that I was telling you our band still hasn't played, the When We Were Young.
That's what I was thinking of initially. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like I had posted a tweet about it, and like I'll straight up say it, and our band's never going to get booked for it, because I went out and said this or something, because we still haven't gotten an offer for it. But like, I'm sorry, dude, like there are other bands with girls in it that could have played.
Wasn't there like only 1 or 2 names?
I want to say last year they had like Michelle Branch, and then Was it the Yes? I can't remember. It was literally like 2 or 3 people out of a whole day.
It was a massive
weekend lineup. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, where's the, LGBTQIA plus community representation? Where's women representation?
And we're not talking about, okay, those bands are bigger, so they deserve to be there. These are people of the same level. They could have booked it.
Yeah, my point was that they were booking bands, newer bands, up and coming bands.
Yeah.
Even for that, there's so many up and coming women. There's bands with women. There's bands with LGBTQIA plus community that you could be booking.
Yeah.
And it still was all male bands.
Okay, do you know what I worked out in the DJ world? So I went to ADE, Dance Conference Festival in Amsterdam. Oh my God, nearly all men. I couldn't believe it. All male producers. There are female producers, but there's just not many. And I was like, why are boys being, some of these, a lot of the lineups were all men. Not just of them, but I mean at every venue. And I was like, what is it? And then I realized a lot of these gigs, it's one guy promoting it and he's booking his friends who are DJs and they're males, right? So it's kind of just boys club with the bookings. So I think that's a bit of the problem where it's people booking their mates and their mates are male and that's kind of where it happens.
I'm so sick of the boys club community too. It's still, I think that's such a pet peeve of mine too, is it's a boys club.
But that was a real eye-opener because I was like, oh, this is mates booking mates. That's the problem. We need to somehow have some sort of, you got to include one female in your 10-person lineup. Right?
Gosh, it's so infuriating.
I mean, the other argument is become friends with them, but it's just,
Yeah. I don't know. It's, like I said, it is shifting, but we still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
It's not like it's 50-50 at all.
No. And that's why on our podcast, we try and chat.
That's why we highlight this community.
We highlight this community.
Because
we deserve it.
Because we're the fucking best, okay?
And you need to book us now.
We don't sound bitter.
And we're looking at a skateboard up there that says "Go fuck thyself." That doesn't help with the vibe, guys.
That's how I feel.
What have you got coming up for this year? Speaking of being a female drummer.
Oh, well, I am going out. So far, what I have booked is that I can talk about is I'll be playing drums again for my friend Jax.
Yeah.
Everyone here, I think, knows Jax.
You're going to Australia.
Going to Australia.
Yeah.
And of course, the one time I'm going is when you can't go and your whole family from Australia is coming here to the States.
I know. I cannot believe it because I would totally, as I said, I would sell merch or something.
I feel like you'd at least go and treat that as a vacation,
just party,
right?
actually,
That you'd be like, okay, this is my trip back to, because you go back to see
Here
your
I'm
family.
going, I'd sell merch. I'd be drinking in the green room.
I'd be like, where's the merch? Oh, someone stole it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bowie bought it all and she just decided.
To just,
here's your money.
That'd be so funny. It'd be so fun if you were there.
Oh.
I'm so upset by that.
So listeners, make sure you go and see Jess in Australia because we have Australian listeners.
We do. We've looked at those numbers. We do have a good listenership in Australia.
Yeah.
So it's basically Jax is going on tour. It will be with We the Kings, Simple Plan, and Boys Like Girls in Australia. And it's what's great for me is these are literally all friends of mine. I have toured with every single band on this lineup basically since I had started, since I was 18. So it's going to be just a fun time.
What's it called? The tour? Is it?
Oh my gosh!
Is it got a special name? Because there's so many bands.
It does have a name because it's Simple Plan is the headliner, and then Boys Like Girls is direct support, and then We the Kings.
Okay.
And then Jax is opening.
Oh
my gosh! I wish I remembered the name of the tour. I'm bad with that stuff.
Just Google Jax.
Yeah. You'll know because it's coming up in April. Google Simple Plan and Simple Plan. You can Google any of their tour dates. Those are the ones we'll be on in April, so it's gonna be a fun time.
Do you know which cities you're going to?
It's Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. There's a few others. I'm notoriously bad at this.
We know this about you.
I do not really look at what I'm doing until maybe the day before. So I'm going to show up in Australia and not even know what the next city is until like the night before. Yeah, like we're supposed to get there, because I've gotten to this point of touring where I'm kind of just like,
whatever,
I'm here.
Yeah.
So you just tell me where
do
to
I
go.
have to be?
Yeah, I know someone's arranging transportation. I'm just going to hop in on the bus or the plane, wherever you need me.
Yeah.
And I show up.
Actually, so who's she taking? Like a whole band, I guess?
Yeah. I think it'll be the same setup. So it'll be me on drums and then a guitarist and then her singing and then I imagine a tour manager. I actually don't know because I haven't talked to her necessarily. She's been on her honeymoon.
Oh,
so she's been
didn't you go to Antarctica?
Yeah, she's in fucking Antarctica. So yeah, I haven't really been talking much with her about what she's going to do for Australia.
Yeah, I
which is
saw
hilarious.
that. I was like, oh, I can't wait to find out about that trip.
I love that she's in Antarctica. I can't even say it. Antarctica. We
should say Antarctica. Antarctica.
Oh, now we're going to be Antarctica.
And you go Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
How do you... Antarctica.
Antarctica. I don't know what I say anymore. Oh, I'm losing my Australian accent. Oh, shit. Bloody hell.
Well, I'm going to get Jax on the show for us. We're going to chat.
Actually,
we'll
yes,
chat with her about that stuff.
Before she goes on tour.
Yeah. And we'll talk about all that because I'm interested. I'm like, what do you do in Antarctica? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I want to see like penguins and shit, but I'm like, I know there's some crazy way that you have to get there. You have to go on like some ocean that's like, it's some crazy way that like, it really rough water.
Yeah.
So I want to hear about that and see if it was like scary or like what it's like.
Yeah, it looked crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got that. And
our band is finishing our album right now.
That's right, guys.
Yeah.
The Somerset.
You heard it here. Yeah, we are finishing the Somerset. We are finishing our album at the moment that should be released by the end of this year.
That's exciting.
So,
and like how far into the recording process or the writing process?
We have a lot of songs. I will say that. I think we have like 15, 16 songs. And so, yeah, we're just demoing everything out right now. We kind of want to get the songs to a good point of basically just, a good starting point so that we get the basis of the song. And then we're going to go into
have a listen.
Listen to everything and see. I mean, to be fair, we can kind of do whatever we want. We're not on a label. We have free range to do whatever. So there's a chance we're just going to release an album with 15 or 16 songs on it.
That is huge.
Why not?
God.
Oh, no one's telling us that we can't.
You guys have been writing hard. No, and that's the difference if you're independent, right?
That it's really nice to be able to just do what we want and like not have people, telling you yes or no for certain things. Like we get to be the judge of exactly what we want to do. That's why I'm like, hey, like we were in the studio yesterday writing and I just like counted the songs on the whiteboard and I was just like 15 and we were like, let's just put them all out kind of jokingly. But then we were like, honestly, why not? Like,
I mean,
at what point, like, because it's all ours.
Yeah.
We don't, like I said, we can do anything we want.
That is amazing.
Hopefully people want to hear 15 songs.
We could even do single.
Oh, we'll definitely have singles for the album.
single album with the singles.
Yeah, we're definitely going to lead up to it. I can't remember. We have this whole plan written out and we'll see if we stick to it. But yeah, we essentially had to make ourselves also like a schedule. Like we chatted with our management and we're like, because there's it's good and bad to be independent.
Because we have no
deadlines and we're like, maybe we should like make an actual like PDF of like, here's the schedule.
That's good.
Here's the plan.
Yeah.
Stick to this, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then that, that's why we've been meeting up every week. We do every Tuesday. We get together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every Tuesday we get together. And that's why, we were together yesterday. And we'll be together every Tuesday until we finish this up.
Brian's here, is he?
All of us are here, yeah.
Oh, I think I knew that he was... Well, I just don't know what I knew.
I think a lot of people think that because we have been back and forth from Arizona, a few of us, since we all grew up there, some of us have moved back for certain periods of time. Some of us have come back here. Yeah. So now we're all in LA and it makes it
so much easier
to just meet up at Steven's studio and just get it done.
Oh, that's cool. He's
really
got
nice.
a studio as well. My God.
Yeah, it's great. He's got a little studio space that is just perfect for doing this.
And now's the time because it's not busy with gigs really. So
yeah, I know it's been really quiet right now.
Yeah, but I saw Kalina Zanders put on Instagram stories. I should have sent it to you. She goes, guys, all the musicians need to settle down or something like this. It's January, as in just enjoy the time. You don't need to panic, something like that. And I was like, oh my God, because I'm like, help, guys, we're going to panic. But like I wasn't posting that, but I was thinking that. And obviously every musician is like, January's quiet. What the hell? Like,
it's always quiet.
Yeah.
Like literally
Every year.
I don't think there's ever really there's been maybe 1 or 2 years that I think I've ever been on tour in January.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't want it. It's cold.
No, we should embrace January.
Embrace it as, this is the new year, the new month to reset and to do damp January. And
I mean, I think we should drink in January. I think that's the difference. So I think it should be
difference
wet.
of opinion there. Difference of opinion for that.
It should be, okay, you take January, you're not gigging, you maybe you're writing music, you're working on your social media, you're drumming, and you're drinking.
There you go.
And you're working out.
Drumming, drinking. Is there another D?
No,
not that. Doing cool shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
pathetic.
I couldn't do that on spot.
Pretty sure we won't be able to use that as
dogs,
a real.
dogs, drums,
dogs, drums, and drinking. What about working out?
There's no D in that. Deadlifting.
Deadlifts, dogs. That should be a T-shirt. Deadlifts, dogs, drumming,
drinking, and drumming.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In that order.
Wow.
Dogs at the start.
We're doing great. We're doing great, guys.
We are doing great.
Well, that is
that's it.
That's what we got to look forward to this year.
It's going to be a great year. I know it is going to be a good year. Wait, does that mean you guys will be touring, or you don't know yet? Or you I can't say.
I can't announce anything yet because it's January.
Damn January, to be clear.
But we may have some things coming up.
No, guys, she's got stuff coming up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when I can announce it. Once I can announce it, everyone will know right away. I'll announce it here first.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
you heard it here first. Well, you will hear it here first. Yeah. Yeah, and when I get a Vegas residency, you will hear it first.
Fuck yeah. Which is also going to happen.
Yeah.
2024 Vegas residency.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I'll be there.
Yeah, because I can take Billy then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy in Vegas.
Yeah. Billy's been to Vegas.
The sweet baby.
Yeah.
The sweet little baby.
Yep.
All right.
That's it. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and we will chat again next week.
Thank you.
Oh, follow us on TikTok, YouTube. This is all on YouTube now. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Babes Behind the Beats.
Until next time.
Bye.